Welcome back. Let's conclude the book of Second Thessalonians today in chapter 3. Believers are urged to pray for the swift spread of God's message and for protection from evil. Paul reminds them that the Lord is faithful and will strengthen and guard them. He commands the church to distance themselves from those who live irresponsibly and not according to the teachings they received. He stresses the importance of hard work, recalling how he and his companions modeled diligence by laboring day and night so that they would not be a burden. Paul firmly warns that anyone unwilling to work should not eat. He encourages believers not to grow tired of doing good and advises them to lovingly correct those who disobey, yet not treat them as enemies. Paul closes with a prayer for peace and a personal blessing written by his own hand. Here's some thoughts that might make that relatable to our time. As we live out our faith, we must reflect a spirit of diligence, integrity, and perseverance. The Apostle Paul reminds us that our work matters to God and that we should not grow weary in doing good, even when it feels unnoticed. We're challenged to avoid idleness and contribute faithfully in whatever roles God has given us. When we see fellow believers struggling or drifting, we are instructed to correct them gently, treating them as family rather than enemies. Above all, we are encouraged to trust in the Lord's faithfulness to strengthen and protect us. In every situation, whether at work, in service, or in correction, we are to live with patience, endurance, and a heart that seeks peace. So whatever we're doing, our day job, or trying to help somebody through a hard time, patience, endurance, and peace. 3 questions for you here. Number 1, how does Paul's warning against idleness and distracted living challenge you to reevaluate your daily habits and priorities in life? Is it okay if I ask you that? Are you working hard? But are you also prioritizing spiritual things? That's a tough balance sometimes. I think maybe reevaluation could be good for us. Question 2, what are the crucial keys when approaching a Christian about sin in their life? How do you prepare beforehand to do so with strength and grace? There are a handful of New Testament passages that say God's people need each other in that when one is sinning, someone else or others need to go help them. But how do you prepare to do that the right way? Other passages, Galatians 6, Matthew 18, can help. Question 3, does living in peace with God and others sometimes require breaking association with unrepentant Christian family? Why is this important to do? There are passages that teach that. 1 Corinthians 5 comes to mind, and right here in 2 Thessalonians 3, where a relationship, socially at least, is severed or changed because they simply will not turn back to the Lord. Why is that an important stand to take if spiritual things and heavenly things are the main things? That's a tough one. We need to pray about that and other things, so let's finish in prayer. Kind Father, we thank you for being our constant source of strength and protection. Help us to live with discipline and dedication, honoring you in the way we work and serve. Guard our hearts from discouragement when the path feels long, and teach us to persevere in doing good. Give us the courage to lovingly guide others when they stumble, always with kindness, grace, and conviction. Fill our lives with your peace and remind us that you are with us through every challenge. May we walk steadily in your truth, working diligently and trusting fully in your unfailing love. There it is, God's unfailing love, always with you, always caring for you, always at work around you and through you. May that show diligence in your life and direction. Thank you so much for listening.